Hey there, TRW crew. Matt Vassallo here with RhinestoneWorld.com. So in this video tutorial, we're going to show you how to create a awesome looking holographic or heat transfer vinyl design with an existing rhinestone pattern that you have. So we like to call it the TRW Baby Bling. And the reason why we call it Baby Bling is we know when you're making different things for maybe infants, for a bib or a onesie or something like that, you may not want to put rhinestones on it. So yes, we sell low lead rhinestones, but of course it is low lead. So it does still have a minimal lead content in it. But what I get more worried about with infants is anything with chewing on it or biting it or swallowing rhinestones or anything like that. So what we always do is we make our baby bling style and we use our holographic heat transfer vinyl with the existing rhinestone design. It's got an awesome bling to it and awesome look, but we also like to show you that you can do this on adult shirts as well. So I'm going to give you another look. We just did a video using our holographic with the real vector design of this SS logo. Now we're going to do it with our baby bling style. So you can see we have our SS right here. And what I'm going to do is, and it's awesome, and it's so easy to do. The only difference is basically instead of, so let's say we want to make a rhinestone design of this, okay? So I'm using the TRW Stone Wizard here in Corel Draw X7. So if I wanted to get different templates for this, I would just highlight my entire design. I would come over to my TRW Magic templates, and I would probably click on Stone 2 Plus Cut, but I'm going to click on the Vinyl Double Cut here. And it's going to create my multiple templates, okay? So this is awesome. It's all done, ready for rhinestones. All of the templates are sized perfectly, so you can stack your rhinestone template material. And we can brush in our first color, which is our crystal here, stack this template on top, and then brush in our second color, the jet black, stack this template on top, brush in our third color for our orange rhinestones, and we got ourselves an awesome transfer to be able to press to the shirt for a rhinestone design. Well, the only difference I need to do is I'm still going to use that exact same existing design, but all I'm going to do is flip it real quick because obviously if we're using heat transfer vinyl, we do have to mirror it. So all I did was mirror my design real quick and check this out. Now I'm just going to cut my crystal holographic heat transfer vinyl for this one. On this one here, I'm going to use my black holographic, and on my third one here, I'm going to use my orange holographic. So again, the three-color look, it's going to have the circles, so it's going to look like rhinestones. It's going to be pretty simple to weed as long as you have a decent vinyl cutter and a good blade. So we're going to use our Graphtec CE6060 in this demonstration, and we're going to do a 2 rotation or a double cut on it. So just to show you again, if I deleted this right here and I came back and I wanted a 2+ rotation, I can do it just like I'm going to cut my rhinestone template material. So I could highlight it and do my stone 2+ cut. And then what that's going to do, it's going to actually do 2¼ rotations. So it's going to start here. It's going to go 1 circle, 2 circles, and another quarter turn. So you can decrease your downforce a little bit on your vinyl cutter, but then it's also going to make it so it weeds a lot easier. So if I highlighted my design right there, went ahead and did my mirror real quick, because we do obviously need to mirror it because we are cutting our heat transfer vinyl, and then we're ready to go ahead and cut. So I can highlight this part of the design right here. If I were to cut my crystal holographic first, I got that highlighted, and I need to make sure it's inside of my workspace. So I'm just going to increase this workspace by a lot here. Just increased it to 100 real quick. Highlight my design, go to Export, Graphtec, and Send to Cutter. And here's our design. So you can see this is our full design right here. So now we're ready to go ahead and send this to our cutter. So what I'm going to do is in Cutting Master 3 here, we can come up to all of our settings. You can see all of our settings at the top up here. We obviously have all of our circles, and you can see the way that they are right here. So a lot of these circles are pretty close and pretty tight together. But the good thing is you don't really necessarily need to worry about how close they are because of what we're actually using it for. So if I come up here to my cutters, click on my condition here, I'm going to use a downforce of 16 on this one. I'm going to do one pass And let's just do a speed of 50. And we are ready to go. So then I'm just going to go ahead and hit send. And that's going to send it over to my cutter here. So you can see everything's going here on our GraphTech. It's cutting the circles just like it would be our actual rhinestone template material, but this time it's actually cutting our holographic heat transfer vinyl. So this is our crystal holographic that we're using here. So let me show you what it looks like. You can see the crystal holographic, pretty cool. It gives off those different shades when it hits the different light angles as well. And this is going to go ahead and cut our first color of the design. So now that we have the crystal holographic cut, we need to go ahead and weed it. So we're using our TRW pick tool here, and you're going to see how easy it is to weed a holographic heat transfer vinyl to give the baby bling stone look here. So it's amazing how easy this is. It's actually a one pull process, so there's no extra weeding involved. I think there's over 600 little circles in this color of the design alone, and this right here is what we call at TRW a perfect weed. So check this out. If I hold the holographic up here so you can see, every single little circle weeded out perfectly for us, and this is what we're going to press to the actual shirt. Obviously, we'll trim the edge. All right, so now that we're done with our crystal holographic, we can close this one down. We're back at Corel Draw. And I'm at a single cut right here. I'm actually doing a single cut. I'm not even doing two rotations. Now we're going to go with our black holographic. So technically, we wouldn't need to do the black holographic because we're going to put on a black shirt, but I think it's going to look cool, and you're still going to be able to see with different lighting and hitting different angles the black holographic in there, even though we're putting it on a black shirt, and I think it's going to look pretty sweet. So only one way to find out, obviously, is to test it on this shirt that we're doing, and you guys are going to get to see how great it looks the same time we do. All right, so it checked for updates. We can go ahead and hit continue. It's going to pull open CM3, which is Cutting Master 3, the GraphTech RIP software here. And then it's going to go ahead and drop the black holographic design in here for us. All right, so the design pulled up for us, all ready to go. We're going to go to our cut settings here. And we're cutting, obviously, the same material, the black holographic, just a different color, same cut settings and everything, so we don't need to change our conditions and everything like that. So when I go to conditions here, I still have my speed of 50, I still have my cut force of 16, and I'm still doing a single pass on it. So everything is set up there and ready to go ahead and send to the cutter. So once we're ready, we're just going to go ahead and hit send. And it's off to our cutter here. So this one, we're cutting our black holographic heat transfer vinyl here. I'll pull it up so you can see what it looks like. Same thing, it's going to cut the circles just like it would a template material, but we're going to cut the heat transfer vinyl to give it that baby bling look. So again, the weeding process, very easy with this. Just got it started with our TRW pick tool, and it is the perfect weed here again. One pull, every single circle stays there perfect for us. You can see this is the actual waist. This we're going to trim the edge, and that's going to be our second color of the design. Alrighty, so now that we're done cutting and weeding the black holographic, our last color is going to be our orange holographic, so we can shut that down. Highlight my orange holographic here, and we're going to come over to Send a Cutter for the GraphTech. Go ahead and click on Send a Cutter, and that's going to pull up Cutting Master 3 for us again. All right, checking for updates. Go ahead and hit Continue. Cutting Master 3 is pulling up here for us now. So we're just going to go over to our cutters again. Click on Condition. I always just like to double check it real quick. Speed of 50, cut force of 16. We're all good to go, and let's go ahead and send to the cutter. All right, so now we're cutting the orange holographic, the last color of the design. As you can see how quick the cutter is here. It's just going to cut the circles again, just like the other two parts of this design, and third color. And once it's done cutting here, we're ready to go ahead and get that perfect weed again. All right, so here we are, last color of the design. Use our pick tool, grab the corner here, and again, a perfect cut here, so I'm sure we're going to have a perfect weed. And again, very easy, one pull and it's completely done, and then we would just trim the edge of this, obviously, because we don't want that border of the heat transfer vinyl around it. So pretty sweet. We're all cut, ready to go ahead and press this design. Alright, so we just finished cutting, designing, and weeding our actual design. So you can see this is our crystal holographic. We have our orange holographic and our black holographic down here. So now we need to press it. What I always like to do before I actually press it onto the shirt is make sure everything lines up good. So I'm going to grab my orange here. I know that my black should line up perfectly with it. Because what will happen is if for some reason you moved it a little bit in the design and it doesn't line up right, what's going to happen is you're going to press that first color to the shirt. So as I can see, I'm trying to do that. Basically, I know what's probably happened is I was putting it on upside down because this is a pretty symmetrical logo when I flip it around. So you can see it lined up a lot better this way. So then I'll drop my crystal in there. And this is going to look pretty sweet on this design. And then this is going to be the top of my design right here. So you can see how awesome this is going to look. It's going to look just like rhinestones, but we're just using our holographic heat transfer vinyl, inexpensive way to get that look. So the shirt we're going to press here is our J America glitter shirt. So we're going to use a large J America glitter. Let's go ahead and line this up on our heat press here. And once we have that lined up nice, make sure it's all even. We're going to do a quick little pre-press. So I'm going to pre-press this for about 3 to 4 seconds. All the moisture, all the wrinkles are out of it. And now we're going to start lining up our design. So I'm going to press my outside layer first, which is going to be my orange. So I have my orange here. Let's go ahead and get my orange lined up. Looking at my collar here, looking at the armpits, they go right across the middle. Found out the armpits basically go right across the middle of the chest area on the shirt. So it doesn't matter if it's a large or a triple extra large, it's always going to line up your design nice. So I would say my SS is lined up pretty good here. Don't want to spend a lot of time on it. And maybe up just a tiny bit. Alright, we're all good with our SS part of the design. Let's go ahead and press this down. Now, remember, with the holographic, it is a cool peel. So you do need to go down for a little bit longer. You can't do just a quick press like we can with the Easyweed or the glitter. Alright, so we're all good here. Obviously, with our holographic heat transfer vinyl, it's a cool peel. So we're going to bring it over to the wall here. We're just going to press it up against the wall. It's going to help pull some of that heat out of it a little quicker so you don't have to wait as long. So once I feel like a lot of the heat's actually pulled out of this, that's feeling pretty good, pretty close to a room temperature there. I'm going to bring it down to my press here, and I should be able to start peeling it off here. There we go. And our orange is all done there. So our second color is going to be our black. Now I know that the black, we're not going to be able to see it real good on this design, but that's not a problem. I still wanted to use the black just because it is going to, when the black hits the right angle out in the sunlight, it still does look pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and line my black up here good. Everything's looking pretty good there. Sometimes you'll need to move your shirt a little bit, just depending on if it's stretched or anything with your last press. And the cool thing about this is it can, in different little areas, if it does overlap a tiny bit, but it looks like everything is lining up pretty nice here. And I'm going to move this one just a tiny bit here. Everything's looking good there. And I would say we're good to go with the black right here. So let's go ahead and go through full recommended time and temperature again. Again, we're going to go right about that 12 to 15 seconds for this. We want to make sure we have to get that full time on it because it is a cool peel, so it needs to get the adhesion to that shirt. So we got the black done there. I'm going to pull this up, go back to our wall here, press this against the wall. Again, pull that heat out. If you have a glass, any type of glass window or glass door, that normally works even better. That's feeling pretty good there. And let's go ahead and drop that back onto our heat press. And we can start peeling this off now. right, beautiful. And then our last color is our crystal holographic. So nice thing is you already have everything arranged, so you don't really need to line your shirt up again every single time. So let's go ahead and get our crystal holographic lined up here. Everything's looking nice there. Looks great there. I'm going to pull my design a little bit over here. Make sure that's all lined up nice. And this is looking pretty sweet right here. It's hard to even tell that this isn't a rhinestone design, as you can see when you zoom in here. So let me arrange this a little bit better here. And I would say we're ready to go ahead and press this. So let's go ahead and we're going to go down again for the full 15 seconds here for our last color, Cool Peel, and this shirt is done. Alright, so we're going to hit the wall again here, pull the heat out of it. Again, probably 8 to 10 seconds maybe, just move your hand around on it. You'll feel it's hot right off the start, and then the wall is going to help kind of pull that heat out of it a little bit. So I would say we are good to go. Let's bring it back to our press and finish up this awesome looking shirt here. So we can just start peeling this off here, and sweet, we are good to go. Let me arrange this for you here and show you how awesome this design looks. And I'm actually going to bring this outside and show you what it looks like in the sun real quick as well. Alright, so here's our finished shirt right here. You can see how awesome this looks. Get a close-up of it here. You can see it looks like rhinestones. As I move it around here, how awesome it looks in the sun. So this is what we call our baby bling. I showed you the holographic of the vector design. I've showed you the rhinestone design of it. And this is option number 3. Our TRW baby bling. So hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely take advantage of it. It doesn't have to be for just infants or children. It can also be for adult shirts as well, and you can see how awesome this shirt's just lighting up here. So if you do have any questions, make sure to give us a call. Number's 941-755-1696. This is Matt with the RhinestoneWorld.com. You guys have a great day.